Tigers have drafted Portage native and former Kalamazoo Growler Zach Macdonald in the 15th round. He spent the last 3 seasons at Ohio University in Miami, starting 54 games last year in the outfield. He graduated from Portage Central, where he set the home run record in 2020.
I am excited to have with me today Mr. Zach Macdonald. Thanks for coming on the Moneyball Show, man. How's it going today?
It's great. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You got you're in. It looks like you're in a jail cell there. You're in some kind of where are you at there? A locker room?
We're in the historic Fetzer Hall. It's the dorms that are available to us down here in Lake.
Historic Fetzer Hall. I love it. I love it, man. They couldn't describe it any better if you were like, doing a tour of it or something.
Yeah, historic is definitely the word I would use.
How's everything going down there, man? How's the spring been? How's the whole vibe and energy been?
It's been great. It's definitely a different experience. First spring training compared to, being in college, and it's a different schedule. It's a lot of work. You're at the field in the facility for the whole day, but it's a lot of fun because you're with your friends, you're with your teammates the entire day. And I guess I use the word grind, but it doesn't really feel like that because it is a lot of fun. And yeah, the veteran presence just from, I feel like we have a lot of guys on our staff. I personally I didn't speak with Miguel Cabrera, but he was around.
I bet you're looking forward to it though. That guy's such a legend.
Yeah, no, he was one of my
Still doesn't speak very good English, but I mean, he's such a presence, isn't he? Have you seen him around?
I didn't see him. Well, actually, yes, I did. I saw him in the weight room one day. Alan Trammell.
One of those dudes. I'm sure he's a super nice guy and everything, but he's got kind of a little X factor where he would seem intimidating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I actually didn't get that from him at all. He was talking to a lot of the minor league Latin guys and having short conversations.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah. And I heard he is a really good guy, man.
Being a kid from Michigan, being with the Tigers and the Tigers organization and seeing some faces around that, I kind of knew about growing up. That's definitely a cool feeling.
Yeah, because you grew up, a Tigers fan, right?
Yeah. My dad's from Detroit area. So.
And isn't that funny how that works out? I hear it so often, of like this guy was a fan of this team. It doesn't always happen, but even who can I use as an example, man? You hear it more than you'd think, like somebody born just outside. I was interviewing Shea Sprague last night, and he was, he's playing for the Red Sox, and he went to Boston College High School. You know what I mean? I'm happy for you, man. And that's got to be such a cool feeling to be part of that. Do you remember draft? You must remember draft day. I think you were round 13 or 4, right? Somewhere there, 13, 14.
Yeah, I was picking the 15th round.
15th. Okay. So do you remember exactly what you were doing and how that went down?
Yeah, I was in my dining room with my parents and a couple other family members, and I was on a Zoom call with my agent.
Okay.
And I kind of knew about 10 minutes before it officially came up on the draft board. But yeah, that was definitely a moment I'll never forget.
Never forget, man. And I hope that's recorded somewhere. And I want to see the family's reaction. Again, baseball's rad because baseball used to be way too many rounds, right? It was like 50 rounds. I feel like now it's 20. I think around 20, right?
Yeah, it's 20 rounds.
Okay. And I think it's the perfect number. Ball oftentimes, 3-4 years down the road, you look at the Zach Macdonalds, you look at the guys and you say, man, where's this guy been? Oh, drafted 15th round, in the start. There's so much, there's, I would call them like hidden gems. You see somebody like yourself who has the attitude, the I'm going to go get it attitude, because you seem like a no nonsense dude. Like you're ready to just go and get after it, man. That's the vibe you give me, and sometimes you just feel that energy with people like, yeah, this kid's got it. This kid's going to make it. I saw you throwing and playing a little bit. I watched you guys for about a half hour without, I was just on the down low, man, just checking everything out. And I was showing Deacon, my son, who was with me the day I met you. And I said, D, just watch these guys, watch the get up when they grab the ball, right? Like watch how they charge it, grab the ball and just rifle the thing. I saw your stats for the last season that you were there. I think 337, right?
Yeah.
And did you end up breaking the record for home runs, or are you number 2?
No, so I'm number 2 in career and in single season. So I just needed one more to tie them both.
Come on, we couldn't get one more there?
Yeah. But I can't change it now.
And listen, that's not too shabby. Michael Carlin.
Yes, yeah, I should have got that.
Man, Carlin got you. I can't believe it. He had 44, so that means you had 43 home runs, man, which it's so different too at the college level, isn't it? Because people hear that and they're like, the college level is so different. Talk to me about the wooden bats versus the aluminum. What is your take on it?
I love the wood bat. I think it's great. And from an exit velo perspective, like the top end number, like I feel like it's only 1 or 2 miles an hour off, like with the wood bat compared to metal. It's just that the barrel and like the forgiveness, you don't have the same forgiveness as you do with a metal bat. You can hit one with a metal bat a little bit off the handle and it'll go 50 feet over. You can't do that with a wood bat. You'll end up with a
That's a
broken
great
arm.
point. Yeah, you need sweet spot with that wooden bat.
Yeah, yeah. But I love the wood bat. I think, just the sound of,
I
ball coming off the
totally
bat, it just feels like baseball.
right, man. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I could not agree. Like just that sound alone, right? It does. And hearing that feels like summer. It reminds you of like baseball as a kid or whatever it is. Did you when you got drafted, okay, and you knew that you were going down to Florida, did you start training with a wooden bat?
Yes, I was training with a wood bat a little before then.
Okay.
I didn't play summer baseball this past summer, leading up to the draft, so I had a good month and a half month of training with a wood bat in before the draft.
Okay. Because you hear, a lot of the stories with you, and I don't know if this is true or not. We'll find out right now that do get drafted and then are eligible. They can go play a year of Cape, right? Or a year of Pacific or, whatever it is. That wasn't your route at all, right? It was the school ball and then draft, now doing what you're doing, correct?
Yeah, I had a lot of conversations with my agent, and the scenario we were in is that I showed enough in the spring to have a good chance in the draft and to just take the summer to prepare. That was my route. I know a lot of guys that did it differently, that did play summer ball, just trying to get a last minute kind of boost.
Is that more what that's for? Is that more like one last showcase kind of thing?
Well, I think so for guys that are in their draft year. It could be that. It could also be just trying to get extra reps in with a
Yeah.
wood bat before heading down there if
Yeah.
they're wanting to make an immediate impact. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, you're right. And sometimes just personal preference, right? Or what it comes down to. Obviously, things worked out because I'm talking to you right now on the Moneyball channel and you're signed with the Detroit Tigers. So, how do you feel? This is a tough question, but how do you feel you've done so far? Not only with the bat in your hand, but, mentally or kind of the impact that you're leaving on the organization. Do you feel like you're making an impact, like you're playing well at this point?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not really how I judge whether I'm doing well or not. It's not based on the external stats and all
Okay.
that. I very, very internal focus on what I'm doing every day and whether I'm feeling like I'm getting better every day.
Yep.
And just taking those bits and pieces into how I want my process to look. But yeah, I think for spring training, it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely been a learning experience. But yeah, I mean, it's been very helpful getting geared up for the season, and yeah, I'm super excited to get it going in a couple of weeks.
It's awesome, man. Like I said, I'm super excited for you. And another thing is you have the coaches that are the best. You don't get any better than major league coaches. I don't care if you're high A, double A, you have the best coaches and they've all been through it. There's nobody there who's like never played ball, right? These guys have all been through it. They've been in your shoes at some point.
Yeah, yeah, the coaches have been great. Definitely one of the things about playing pro ball compared to college is you don't call them coach, you call them by their name.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was an adjustment.
That's an adjustment, right?
Wanted to call everyone coach right
Yeah.
away, and that's just not
Now
that's
tell
just
me
not.
more about that. Is that like a thing? Like what happened when you call them coach? They just correct you and say, no, it's Mike.
Yeah, yeah, it's just, it's we're colleagues at
Yeah.
this point. Like
Yeah.
they're not above all of us.
Right.
We're all employees of the same organization.
That's so
So
cool. It's such a humble way of a coach to think, right? Because you're so used to it the other way, where the coach is even, back to T-ball days. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
It would be like one of my T-ball kids or something calling me D Money. I mean, it's okay, but it's Coach D Money to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get to a couple of fun questions, man. Let's get into a little bit of music. What are you into? Do you have any pregame rituals or any hype music or anything like that?
When I'm working out, I listen to rap. Other than working out, I don't really listen to rap all that much. Like
Yep.
Lil Baby and Travis Scott were probably two big ones.
I always feel like whatever your generation was, you're always going to think is the best, right? Like you would put your rap up against any other rap from any generation, and you think it's the best.
Yeah, yeah.
You M's or Reese's Pieces?
That's tough, but I'm gonna have to go Reese's.
Yep, good answer,
Yeah,
Mike. Good
yeah.
answer. Yep, I like that question because you can tell a lot about a man, by whether he's want the peanut butter filling or if it's just chocolate, right? I mean, maybe if they were dark chocolate M&Ms, I don't think that's a thing yet, but I like the dark chocolate. How do you feel about the dark chocolate?
I'm not a big dark chocolate guy, to be honest with you. If I were having M&Ms, I like the peanut.
Okay, the
Little
peanut
peanut
butter
butter.
or the peanut?
The ones with the peanuts in them.
Yeah, just like the whole thing's
Yeah,
basically a
M&Ms.
peanut
Yeah.
shell on it. Yeah. The dark chocolate's an acquired taste. Did you get that dark chocolate? Some of it, it's like 80% or 90% cocoa. You try that, you can't even breathe. It's so bad. You must have had something before with, with like no sugar, where it's just that bitter chocolate taste.
I prefer milk chocolate.
I told you these are going to be serious questions. This is intense. Wise, Big League Chew, or you like the double bubble?
Got to go Big League Chew.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We have double bubble in our dugouts.
Yeah.
It's definitely more accessible. You just open it and throw it in, but Big League Chew is just classic. It's those strips of gum. I mean, it's awesome. I love it.
Bro. Do you coach at all? Do you coach with like little league kids or anything like that?
I haven't coached at all yet, but I can see myself getting into it later.
I could see you being a really good coach. I could, man. I can see just in your demeanor and stuff. And obviously, you're going to have a career here, an MLB career that I think is going to be a good one. Have fun, play ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's not all going to be fun though. That's something you got to know. It's a grind, especially at this level. But the day that I go out there and feel like I'm not going to have any fun anymore is the day I'll be done.
Yeah.
And I hope that day never comes, and I don't think that's how it'll end for me.
Yeah.
Because I love the game, but yeah, it's definitely really important to have fun playing this game.
So you've obviously made a couple friends, and Jay Strong, being one of the dudes, right?
Yeah.
Who has stood out, this spring to you so far? Maybe somebody where you're like, wow, this guy's, amazing, or I never expected this out of this guy. Is there anybody that's really knocked your socks off so far in spring that you've noticed anything from in terms of baseball ability? Then we'll go into the friend thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd say one of my good friends down here, his name's Hunter Dobbins. He's
Yep.
he's another Matt guy. He's from Ball State.
Now, and there's two Hunter Dobbins, right?
Yeah, so there's a pitcher with the Red Sox named Hunter Dobbins, and then there's the guy that just got picked up this past year, Hunter Dobbins. Yeah, he's a catcher.
Okay.
But yeah, he's good. He hits the ball, and there are a lot of guys down here that got some really impressive hit tools, like Kevin McGonigal,
Yep.
Max Anderson, Max Clark.
Yeah.
We've got a really talented organization.
I think you really do. The Tigers, in my opinion, man, and I said it as soon as this season, because there's a lot of analysts who think the Tigers are still a year or two away, and I don't think so at all. It's such a young team from, Colt Keith. Torgelson, they're acting like he's some old man, and he's drafted in 21, I think, right? And he's a stud. Like you guys, all the way through, man, you're just, there's studs, and there's guys that are eager to play and go prove themselves. This was great. I really do appreciate you taking the time to come on. I feel like you're a great dude. I feel like I made a friend. Make sure you give Jay Strong a hard time though, man. You got to there's got to be some pranking going on or something you can do. Maybe put the saran wrap on the toilet seat one of these days. Like I need a good story from you guys. When I check back in with you, I want one good story of some prank that you pulled on him.
Yeah, we'll get that in the works.
Thanks a lot, brother. I truly do appreciate you coming on the show, man. Wish you nothing but the best, with your career and obviously, this season.
Thank you as well.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery is proud to be a woman-owned, family-operated business with over 40 years combined experience. We specialize in creating custom spaces with a personalized approach, ensuring your dream home becomes a reality. Enjoy free consultation and design services while we guide you every step of the way. As a premier Cambria dealer, visit our beautiful showroom and experience the exceptional customer service and remarkable results that set us apart. Heart of the Home Kitchen and Bath Gallery in Hamburg. Imagine the possibilities.